A double dip recession. I've got mates who've lost their job. I know people who have went beyond unemployed. I've got people in my social circle. I've got friends who I can only describe as being unemployed as fuck. I know that's not fully utilising the English language, but that's what's being created these days. People who have just been forgotten about, people who are unemployed as fuck. They've just been forced to embrace the rut they're in. They're sat at home, they've got their routines, home's under the hammer, then it's man versus food. They're fucking adamant they've been missold PPI. Every 15 minutes you see that advert on the phone, where's my fucking PPI then? I don't know what it stands for, but I would like it back. I need that money so I can adopt a snow leopard. I feel for them. It must be tough. Under the coalition government, I love their proposals for the job crisis. David Cameron and their guys, the work experience programmes, creating jobs for people, just like normal jobs. The only difference being you don't get paid. If you're unemployed, you get to work, but you don't get any wages, but it's to boost your self-esteem. That's how fucking condescending. That's what people need. Last Friday of the month, I'm going to go and check and see if my self-esteem's in. Feeling a bit low. Oh, thank the Lord it's Self-Esteem Friday. Going to try and pay these bills. Hi, is that British Gas? Listen, mate, I'm skint, but I feel terrific. I'm wondering, are you prepared to accept self-esteem? Or maybe I can go on Skype and just smile at you. How's that? To stop people slipping into depression, David Cameron said about the work experience programmes, Pound Stretcher. They were one of the first shops to sign up to these programmes. Working in Pound Stretcher for no wages, that's pretty fucking depressing. Working in a shop where everything is worth a quid except you. It's about as depressing as it gets. And I know, you look at these guys, now what the fuck would David Cameron know about being unemployed? Now, he's never been unemployed as fuck. David Cameron's never woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's never had a packet of flaming hot Monster Munch for his breakfast. David Cameron's never known that feeling of waking up at 3 in the afternoon and your only goal for the day is to try and piss a skid mark off the inside of your toilet. When you start seeing that as a challenge, okay, that's been 3 days, that's ridiculous. I could use the brush, but that's admitting defeat. I'm going to get a glass of water, I'm going to fucking reload here. I'll be 2 minutes, just try to get a hard on, get a bit of pressure on this. I remember my first ever altercation with a friendly madman. Right. It was about midnight. I was standing at a bus stop, waiting on a bus. That's the way I play the game, right? That's how I roll. At the bus stop, waiting on a bus, 2 people sat beside me. They were doing something similar, and everybody was having a good time. Sounds a bit far-fetched, but it's based on a true story. So everyone's there getting their bus stop on when a friendly madman showed up. A guy, he was across the road, and he shouted, "Hoi, you! Hoi, you! Aye, you!" Now, when you're at a bus stop at midnight and somebody instigates a conversation with "Hoi, you! Hoi, you! Aye, you!" you kinda shite yourself. And you try and keep your head down, right? And then the guy shouts, "Hoy, fat boy, fatty." And while I'm standing there and I'm looking at the two people, I'm trying to figure out their BMI. And because one of us is about to become a statistic, right? But beside me were just these two big, skinny pensioner types. So, cool, this one must be for me. And the guy said, "Fat boy, give me a quid, or you're getting stabbed." I thought, a quid? That was quite reasonable. Panic over. I mean, I've never been stabbed, right, but I can imagine it'd be somewhat inconvenient. Maybe even put a dampener on your evening, right? You'd be covered in blood, you'd need to go to a hospital to get stitches, you'd be physically and emotionally traumatised. And here, we've got a gentleman offering me the chance to bypass such a horrendous ordeal in this current financial climate for a mere £1. Now I'm a sucker for a bargain, so. In Edinburgh, you're talking at least a fiver, aren't you? It's a historical time, a referendum on Scottish independence. We've got the Yes campaign, we've got the Better Together campaign, and we don't have the fuck it'll be a good laugh campaign. There's a lot of negatives. I think it could be a laugh. The idea of Scotland being a proper foreign country, well, we could just start messing about with the time zones and stuff like that. 9 AM every Friday, the clocks go forward for 8 hours. They could stop us. It's our country. 9 PM Sunday night, they go back for 8 hours. A foreign country, we could get our own plug sockets. A big six-pronger, a big hideous monstrosity. A Scottish plug socket, it doubles up as a violent weapon. That's how we kickstart the economy. We sell plug sockets at the airports. International arrivals. You got your plug socket, mate? No, that's 3 prongs, that's an English plug socket. This is a Scottish plug socket. Is it for an electrical appliance or self-defence, sir? I've got other concerns. Obviously, the economic argument, an independent Scotland will not be allowed to enter into a currency union with the UK. We've been told that. And we could maybe start our own money. I was getting fed up with the pound, anyway, the sterling. Who even calls it the pound? It's a quid or a smackaroonie. That could be the currency. How hard is it to start your own currency? A smackaroonie. That could be it. Well, you could be in a recession if your currency's a smackaroonie, but never a depression. It would cheer you up. I'm doing my last 5 smackaroonies. You could rack up a crippling debt. The International Monetary Fund could announce the independent nation of Scotland is running at a 200 billion smackaroonie deficit. Just use it as a deflection tactic. What was that, mate? 200 billion what? Smackaroonies. I bet you wish you used the smackaroonie, eh? You'll fucking get your money, mate. A bit of travelling. Have we got tourists in? It is Edinburgh. Edinburgh Festival was a big tourist magnet. Where's the visitors? Who have we got? Hey, big guy there. Who cheered? Where are you from?
Glasgow.
Glasgow. Good to see. People flocking from all over. Anybody not from Scotland? Inverness. Anybody not from Scotland? We've got a guy from Inverness. the People's Independent Republic of Inverness, who recently won their battle against the Scottish oppressor to form a free state. Well, we're getting excited about that in Scotland, independence, the referendum. We're letting 16-year-olds vote. That'll secure a record number of spoilt ballot papers. Nicola Sturgeon loves the Bobby. We welcome the tourists. I've done a bit of travelling. I was in New York. I was in America for a week. I went over there, and you don't realise in the modern day technology how much shite you take photographs of until you go somewhere worth photographing. I was in New York, standing on top of the Empire State Building, deleting fry-ups. What means more to me, Ground Zero or that night I made fajitas? It's been 12 years and they were delicious. I went into a clothes shop in New York called Abercrombie and Fitch. You been there? Glasgow guy, you been there? No. I never knew it was that kind of shop. It's for the beautiful people, the staff. I don't mean that as a slant on you. It is. The women staff, female staff are beautiful. The guys, the male staff are topless. That's the thing. These guys, they're ripped. They've got six-packs. They're stunning. Right? Adonis-looking guys. I'm talking Peter Andre, Mysterious Girl video kind of guy. He said to me, "Can I help you, sir?" And I'm straight, but I was blushing when he talked to me. He said, "Can I help you, sir?" And I thought it would be quite funny. He said, "Oh, I'm just here to hand in my CV." So I got talking to the Abercrombie and Fitch guy. I told him I was a soccer fan. And he goes, "Yeah, you guys take soccer pretty serious, huh?" And he said, "Is it true that on soccer day in Scotland, that if you walk into the wrong bar and the other team's fans recognise you, and you're from the other side, that the mean guy walks up to you and he grabs you by the ears and he sucks on your eyeball?" It would break my heart to deny that. I said, "Oh, tragic, mate, that still goes on. 2013. Old Firm game. Everybody's sitting there with monocles on. Just sitting in the pub beforehand. Get him, Kenny. Oh, he's got contact lenses, the Fenian bastard. We're kind of over football in Scotland. We're a tennis country, aren't we? Andy Murray this year. Yeah, listen to the enthusiasm in the room. That's an achievement in itself, getting Scottish people into tennis. You can walk into mental pubs in Scotland and see guys like that sitting arguing with the ATP Masters. You're going to sit there, Del, and you're going to tell me Niall Bandane would beat Djokovic on clay? Nah, you're a moron, mate. You're a moron. Pubs up, signs saying no tennis colours. I remember watching a Danny Dyer documentary about the Old Firm, and it was good to see somebody like him. Danny Dyer, he's the prick's prick, isn't he? It's good to see him. No, some nights you just flick through the channels and you see he's on Britain's Most Deadliest Men, him talking to some big wall puncher. Guys, I'm the kind of bloke, if you don't mess with me, I'll be alright, but if you mess with me, I'll fuck you up. Danny Dyer's going, "Can I be your friend?" He done a special on football rivalries, and he was outside Ibrox in the morning of an Old Firm game, and he's talking to the camera. This guy made me laugh. He's going, "Celtic and the Catholics, and Rangers and the Protestants. I'm outside the stadium on Old Firm Day, one of football's most deadliest rivalries. I'm here outside the stadium on match day, and I'm not afraid to say, I am fucking shaking." There's people walking behind him, just waving at the camera, going... It was like 10:30 on a Sunday morning. He's going, I'm a fucking soft bloke. I've seen some stuff. But today, I'm fucking petrified. The guy walks behind him with a bacon roll and a cup of tea. He shouts, come on, Rangers. He's going, it's fucking kicked off now. The Apollo, eh? It's good to be here in London. Have we got any other Scottish people in the room? Up in the top deck, good stuff, that's where we keep them. I love Scottish people in London. I love speaking to Scottish people in London. They don't want to tell you about any of the sights or tourist attractions. They don't want to talk about any shows they've seen. They just say, guess how much? Guess how much we paid for 2 drinks? Have a guess? 2 drinks, guess how much? You know when somebody says to you, guess how much we paid, in an irate tone, social etiquette is to aim kind of low. So they can have the little moment of shocking you. Now what I've done, I now aim high. Kill the conversation stone dead. Next time somebody says to you, guess how much we paid for 2 drinks? Just say, I don't know how much. 40 quid. That's quite much as that. We thought it was quite expensive, but it sounds as if we got a bargain. I bought these discs. You put them on your iPod. She teaches you a bit of Spanish, the voice. I can now say things in Spanish that Spanish people can say in English. That's the level I'm at. I've got the tourist stuff. Everywhere you go as a tourist, people speak English. But when you've got a Scottish accent, that's very little help. I've run holidays and I've had people translate for me into English. And you walk into a pub and say, are you still serving food? ¿Qué? Oh, he asked you, are you still serving food? Ah, sí. You get that shit? I was in America. I'd done a gig in America, in New York, and after the gig, a guy said to me, hey, buddy, are you actually Scottish? And I said, yes. And he said, man, your English is really good. I got these discs. Best I've got una mesa para cuatro, por favor. I've got tourist stuff. Kind of nailed. Tourist stuff you need on holiday. Like, that means a table for 4, please. She says it a few times. She says, una mesa para cuatro, por favor. A table for 4, please. And she leaves a beat and goes again, in case you're a moron. Una mesa para cuatro, por favor. A table for 4, please. And she says it 3 and 4 times. And you start drifting off and just imagining how many people have been found dead listening to these discs. A suicide note wrote in broken Spanish. It all got 2 muchas. Una mesa para cuatro, por favor. A table for 4. And that's crucial knowledge, because I know that when me and 3 associates, when we walk in to a restaurant in Spain, I can tell the head waiter is looking at us and thinking, well, I wonder what these guys want. Fortunately, I'm on hand to defuse the situation. I have been thoroughly briefed. I step forward and say, una mesa para cuatro, por favor. And we get sat at the table for 4. Guy brings the menus in Spanish, and I crumble. Everybody else is losing their minds, going, what the f... What's a hamburguesa?